I wanted to rant about something that's been on my mind recently, and that is I hate Funko Pops. The reason this comes to my attention is because I just went to Anime Week in Atlanta, and just the sheer amount of Funko Pops is absolutely insane. It is like going to a landfill and seeing a bunch of garbage just pitched to me and shilled over and over again. And it's like a bunch of people, I feel like, have come together, like all these shopkeepers and owners like GameStop and stuff. And when Funko was big, they were like, oh my god, guys, we fumbled, bro. We invested all of our stocks into Funko Pops, and now we have to just proceed to try and shill them as much as possible. Even though we know that they're complete and utter garbage, we have to sell them because we bought way too many. And it's like in Hot Topic as well, there's just like an entire wall of these little guys, and they suck. They're like the worst things ever. So point number one is there's too many of them. There's like every obscure TV show or thing that you can think of, there's probably a goddamn Funko Pop for it. Like Fooly Cooley, for example, one of my favorite animes of all time, but doesn't have that much merchandise. There'll be a Funko Pop for it, and that's cool to a certain degree where you're like, oh, okay, well, at least I can get a thing for my obscure show. But the thing is that there's absolutely zero purpose in getting that thing. You might as well find literally anything else on the planet that is associated or affiliated with that show instead of getting some garbage hogwash Funko Pop. And that leads into my second point. The reason why you should get anything else besides a Funko Pop is because even though I may want like a Mimimi figure or something and I can't get one and I have to get a Funko Pop, some Funko schlop for this, right? It looks the same as every other goddamn Funko Pop. So what's the point? Mimimi looks like goddamn like has the same proportions as Aang from Avatar as a Funko Pop. You know, has the same proportions as Luffy, has the same proportions as Zoro, has the same proportions as like literally any other random ass character that Funko just decides to throw into their pile of just complete trash. Again, it's insane. It's genuinely insane how they all look the same, and it's literally the same thing over and over again. I looked up a list of the top 10 rarest Funko Pops, and they all look the same. We got like the Game of Thrones Freddy Funko as Jaime Lannister. And guess what? He looks like every goddamn Funko Pop on the planet. We got in Star Wars Darth Maul. Dude, it's holographic. Oh my god. But guess what? It looks the exact same as all the other ones, except it's like blue and looks stupid. Oh my god, dude. Oh, whoa. We got Boo Berry? Guys, Boo Berry. He's glow in the dark. That means that they used like glow in the dark filament or whatever the hell, plastic, for their stupid schlop machine. They got like the Schlop Factory. The Funko Pop Factory is just a bunch of like random 12-year-olds that go and put together like these, oh, we gotta put the head on these figures, and then we're gonna paint them to look slightly different. At least Boo Berry has a little bit of a different, unique aesthetic because his legs are a little wonky because he's a ghost guy. Okay, let's scroll all the way down. What's the rarest Funko Pop on this list? Oh, Mickey Mouse Metallic. Whoa, it's like a Funko Pop, but it's made of metal, and it's like Mickey Mouse. Whoa. It's basically like they have a website or something where they just get a bunch of children to put together. Like, you can definitely, if they just sold the program or gave the program to a child, the child would be able to make every single character imaginable because the level of detail is so small. Like, it's like, okay, what's the character's main attribute? What do they wear mostly? Do they wear a shirt that's slightly the color of blue? Let's just do blue paint. Oh, and are their pants brown? Let's throw brown paint on the pants section. Yeah, that looks like, I don't know, who are we gonna say this is? Scott Pilgrim, sure, that's Scott Pilgrim now. Like, that's the level of detail that goes into making a Funko Pop. They're so ununique and so readily available that the collectibility aspect of it is just null and void. There's it's not collectible at all, okay? And also, it's just that the fact that there's so many of them, dude. They're everywhere. You can't escape Funko, dude. They're like, you go to a convention, right? And you'll have a booth that has a bunch of cool stuff, right? They got cool figures, cool whatever, right? And then half the inventory is taken up by all of this garbage Funko Pops. It's it's like you guys could have spent this money on anything else, but no, we have to get the Funko Schlop, bro. We have to get the Funko Schlop. And then you got those people that have like the signed Funko Pops. It's like you love this property so much that you're willing to go out of your way basically to get this thing signed. And you're gonna have it be a Funko Pop that gets signed. A piece of paper would be better than a Funko Pop. At least they could do like a little doodle or something and you could put it on your wall, right? But a Funko Pop, dude? A Funko Pop? What do you, like, you love this property. You have stuff probably from this property that isn't some garbage schlop like a Funko Pop. And you decide, what's the thing I'm okay with getting signed? A Funko Pop, because that thing has no intrinsic value whatsoever. So if I get it signed, then maybe it'll have a slight amount of value. And that's not to mention that they tried to go to the Lego approach with things and make a video game, and the video game was complete and utter garbage, apparently. Like, I was thinking about playing it, but I saw, like, the $40 price tag, and I was like, $40 for a Funko Pop video game that looks like a Lego game minus the fun parts of a Lego game, which is the, like, building and the funny, wacky, zany characters? The funny, wacky, like, cutscene stuff, you're not gonna have that. You're Funko. You fail at everything you do. You can barely make a goddamn figure. You think we're gonna trust you to make a goddamn video game? But yeah, basically, case in point, Funko sucks. And if you collect Funko Pops, try to get rid of them in any possible way imaginable. You probably can't, because nobody's gonna buy your schlop because they're readily available everywhere. But if you have any of those rare exclusive ones that look like all the other ones, think about selling it, maybe. I don't know. And then, but dude, I completely forgot. They have like the mini Funkos now. These like mini Funko Pops. It's like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, if you want to talk about like it damaging the environment, if you're one of those like environmental activists that like gives a shit about like plastic water bottles or something, you better hate Funko Pops, because they are definitely ending up in a landfill in the next like 10 years. It's gonna be all Funko Pops. You think E.T. was bad when they had to fill landfills with E.T., the video game? Look at Funko, bro. Funko it is going to be a skyscraper. The size is unimaginable. The skyscraper of trash Funko Pops that are going to be piling up in landfills in the next 10 years. It's just like, it's ridiculous. Once you get like an actual real like figure of some kind, like get a Hatsune Miku big titty figure or something, and you'll be like, whoa, the level of detail on this is immaculate and exquisite. And it's also like a big diss to like figure makers, like people that make actual figures. It takes them like, they'll make like a really custom cool figure or something, like a company, and it'll take them like a year to make it or something and model it and all this stuff. And then Funko goes and makes like the next SpongeBob Funko Pop, and it outsells everything else. It's insane. I don't know what's up with like people being like, this looks very good on my shelf. It's like the most generic thing imaginable. And then you have like new figure makers that are like trying to keep up with demand now, so they're making like kind of worse figures, and they're taking like 2 months on them or something and releasing them. And they're cool, and they still have like a level of detail that Funko will never see to have. I even looked up unique Funko Pops, and I couldn't find like anything. And then they have those like big boy Funko Pops, like, oh dude, this like tiny piece of crap figure, I can make a little bit of a bigger piece of crap figure that's like the size of like the normal Funko Pops. And then oh my god, I didn't think about this, but I can have a massive giant Funko Pop that looks like garbage in my living room. It's just schlop, dude. It's just like I feel like if you're like a child, okay, cool, like Funko, fine, whatever. But if you're like a grown adult and you're like, oh, Funko Pop, this is the thing, the obscure niche thing that I really want to get into. And I'm a nerd. This is coming from someone that's like a complete nerd and degenerate. I play fucking Osu now. Like, I'm completely and utterly sponged off the bob on Osu, okay? But, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much what I gotta say. I've started streaming on this channel again, and I just really wanted to yap about how, like, much I hate Funko Pops. And if you think that Funko Pops are cool or fine, to each their own. Have your little like Funko Pop worshipping shrine that you keep in the corner of your house, because like you have so many that you have to have like an entire, like the collection of One Piece shelf, you have like an entire thing of Funko Pops that you bring girl over. Yeah, dude, you don't understand. I have the limited edition Mickey Mouse Funko Pop. Okay, like I'm a bit swag. Okay, I have the Funko Pop that's limited edition. Like, There's, I feel like showing a girl any other figure that isn't a Funko Pop. I think showing a girl like those like weird fleshlights that are like the fucking minions or like Monsters Inc. and shit would be more impressive or more interesting than a fucking Funko Pop shelf. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, yeah, so these are my Funko Pops, and that's where the sentence ends. There's nothing else to go from there. Maybe if you have some unique property, be like, man, I really like the Fooly Cooley one. But it's not because I like the Funko Pop. It's because Fooly Cooley's really cool. Yeah, I just think that there's no uniqueness, there's no charm, there's no charisma at all. It has zero riz. It is terrible. But yeah, if you have Funko Pops, cool. I hope you enjoy your Funko Pop collection. I just think that there's such like an insane waste of space. And yeah, I'm trying to pull like a Boogie 2988 at the end of this and be like, oh, but guys, if you like Funko Pops, it's completely okay. We're completely okay with you liking Funko Pops, I swear. They fucking suck.